on their hand and use that to ward off the knife. Okay? So one of the things you do is you have a belt, right, which has the buckle. Now I'm holding the leather end. Okay? He's coming after me with the knife. Right? So he doesn't like that. Right? Only thing I was hit you. Right? So I'm here and I would grab him. Right? Right. So he's coming at me with the knife, right? Yeah. Okay? Change in my pocket. You think he's just going to stand there like Superman? It's going to bounce off? I hit him in the face with a handful of change. What's he going to do? He's going to flinch. Which way am I going? I'm right behind the chain, going through him like a locomotive. Okay? So another way to deal with a guy if you have distance. You say, well, Sensei, how do I get distance? Well, maybe there's a parked car. You see the guy, I'm walking down the street, he's got the knife. Now I walk around the car. Now he starts coming after me. Now I maybe got time to pull my belt off or something. Okay? Now imagine if I use my belt. There's a buckle at the end. I can even hit your hand maybe. Hit you in the face, right? Again, what makes one weapon superior from another? Distance. Right? Huh? Right? I can hit you from here. Stab me from there. You can, huh? Okay? So, seems simple, we all laugh, but how many of you think of that? This is easy, okay? And this is very easy to be asking other questions. So again, as he comes in, I move right in, hit. Once I'm here, I can either slide behind, or if I want, I can slide in, take him down, drive him straight down to the ground. The only thing is, my weight would have landed on top of him. I would have driven his head straight into that. Now, you see I have right here, okay? So again, he comes in, I strike. Headbutt here, so there, drive him down to the ground. So once you're in, you can decide what you want to do. Okay? If he comes in, here, kick. Here, drive him right down. Kusanku. Okay? No. Whose range am I in? I'm in his range. Who has the power now? I'm on my heels. He's coming in all his weight. He has the power. So as he comes in, see how that's lifestyle. So as soon as you hit here, all power goes out of this arm. I just touched you there, right? You know, that's just a touch. You know, like okay. So you hit there, the power stops. Now again, I might hit what? Maybe I hit him 10 times. All right? I hit him till he's no longer a threat. Okay? So he comes in, I miss where the knife is. Behind one. Okay? He comes in, I miss. Now look where I am. He's cutting me. He's cutting me. Okay? In. You have to train it out, right? So I'm training the police in defense against knife, and the one supervisor says to me, well, my natural instinct is to move back. I said, correct. That's what everyone's natural instinct is. I'm telling you, you have to train that out of your body. You only move in, okay? He says, well, I feel comfortable moving back. I said, okay, I'll say nice things about you at your funeral. All right? Have to move in. I'm saying to stand like this. Be careful with the throat. No. See how I'm on the balls of my feet right now. But you can see my heels touch it, but the weight's on the balls. So this way I can move and explode. Okay? So, what happens is, with the untrained fighter, as the guy attacks, the untrained fighter rocks back on his heels. That's a natural reaction. I take advantage of that reaction all the time in actual fighting. Okay? I flinch, the guy rocks back, I never allow him to recover. The problem with we do it is, we're playing his game. We're doing what the natural thing is, we don't want to do that. So we want to train that out of us. So we want to be here like almost like a coiled spring, ready to go. But if we're flat-footed, we can't do that. So as he starts to attack, we want to move this way. We don't want this action. Back. Okay? So Sensei Jimmy's noticing that some of you are rocking on your heels. That's normal in the beginning. You've got to get rid of it. Okay? So even if you're doing sparring, ippon kumite, self-defense, don't stand flat-footed. Okay? Weight on the balls, this way I can move. I can come right in and do things. Okay? So, number 2 is we're seeing some of this. He comes in to slash, fully extended. I have no power here. He has the power. Okay? So, years ago, there was a video, happened right in the neighborhood where I live. A guy came in and pulled a gun on the owner of a bagel store. So, we'll pretend this is a gun, and this is the bad guy, and the owner's here, and the Good Samaritan was here, and the Good Samaritan decided to go for the gun. He had the guy beat. There's only one problem. His brain said go for the gun, his body moved the other way. So when he attacked, he went like this. What the guy did?
Turned around, shot.
Turned and shot him and killed him. Okay? So, if you had the gun, if he had gone that way, right, no way the guy would have been able to do anything. So you have to train that out of your body. Now, think about it for a second, right? So a guy's holding a gun. Your brain, you're thinking, I can grab the gun. I can grab the gun, right? But your brain is also saying, what are you, crazy? You're going to get shot and killed. Don't do that. You have to overrule the brain. The brain has things in it that says to you, don't do that, it's dangerous. That's instinctual, it's in your DNA, right? You have to train that out of your body. So you know you go forward, you go forward, you go forward. Okay? So, and this is true of anything that's difficult, all right? You know, I watch someone go up on one of those high diving boards and do all those fancy dives, and I say to myself, that's scary as hell. I'm not going up there and doing that. But I got no problem facing the guy who's armed with a gun. Right? So the guy on the diving board would say to me, I'm what? Crazy. You're crazy. I say to him, I see him go up there, I say, he's crazy. Right? But he's trained himself to do that, to not be afraid anymore. Okay? Same thing with us. So we've chosen to be martial artists. We've chosen to be warriors. So if we want to be good at it, we've got to do it right. So as he comes in, don't do this. Don't move in even and do this. Because you're weak when you're extended. Right? So as he comes in, I'm in here. Now look where I am. Now look where I am. Okay? What do you think his feeling is once I do that? His initial feeling is what? Shock. Surprise. He's saying, what's that? While he's saying, what's that? I've hit him 5 times. He never gets the opportunity to recover. Okay? So, don't push away. I want everybody to work on moving in. Have the weight on the balls of your feet. But if you come up against a trained knife fighter, try it again. Then we'll go to ice. The way he holds the blade. Right? So if he's like this, right, and he's not, doing this. Right? Right? So he's a trained knife fighter, right? You see this. If you can run really fast and you think you can get away, I suggest you probably do that. But if you don't have that option, you have to be willing to take a cut and make a peg. So you have to go in knowing, I'm going to get cut, I'm facing a trained knife fighter, and you have to make a peg. Lucky for us, the chances of us coming against a trained knife fighter, probably very slim to none, okay? Which is good. So the untrained knife fighter is no different than the untrained empty hand fighter. Most of the guys that threw a punch at me would rear back, okay? They would rear back. They might rear back like that. They might rear back like this, but they rear back. Why does the untrained fighter rear back?
Get power?
They think it gives them more power. I'm going to load up and come back in. Okay? Guess what the untrained knife fighter does? He'll do the same thing. Okay? So before we go into the ice pick, let's cover this topic a little bit. All right? So, and this one applies to this, it applies to this, and it applies to this. Okay? There's a photo of an assassination that took place in Japan. I think it was in the early, I'm not sure, I'd have to look it up, but a guy stabbed, I forget which politician he stabbed, but on the stage, you see he's already stabbed the politician once, and he's got the way back here to come in for what? To come in for another one, you know? So they do that because they think they're getting a lot more power, okay? So he's going to come in to slash, right? But he didn't slash, he stabbed him. It doesn't matter, right? So, slash. Right, good. So it comes in again. I'm going to move in. I can hit the same way. Once I'm here, I'm going to come up underneath. We'll try this arm bar. Now, this arm bar is nasty. He'll tell you he doesn't like this. If I was doing this, this would be boom, and everything breaks. And from here, right, I can grab, and what can I do? I can drive him straight down into the ground and drive his head right into the ground. He's already in position to fold and then finish like we did before. Okay? So as he winds up, I come right in, right? So look where his arm is. His arm is behind him, right? Mm-hmm. So he tries to push it forward.
No.
He has no power. Okay? So, one of the things we say is, if he decides to remove his armies from the battlefield, we don't let him bring his armies back to the battlefield. So he took this army off the battlefield, shame on him. Now we finish. If we want to move in and sweep and drive him down, fine. Other arm bars, so the first one was this way, the other one can be this way. Come over, here. Grab your own bicep. This one is not a joint lock, so he doesn't feel pain, but he can't resist it. He goes right down to the floor. So you just drive him straight down. Okay? So, if he doesn't have the knife, and he winds up to punch me, same thing. Okay? Same thing. If he has a club, same thing. Right? A bottle, same thing. Okay? So, when he decides to bring his power back, we make him leave his power back. And we eliminate the body. So in weapons fighting, one of the things we call this is you place your body between you and your weapon. So if I have a sword, and I'm going to come in to cut him, and I do this.
Yeah.
My sword's back here. A good swordsman does what? He kills my body. Kobudo's the same thing. Right? I come in with the bow. I go like this. My bow's back here, my body's up here. I'm wide open, kills the body. Okay? So when you attack, you want to make sure that weapon is between you and him. Right? Now my weapons are between me and him. Okay? Alright, so let's try jamming him and stop making his power stay back. So, okay? So, if he's holding the knife and he's just threatening me with it, okay? I am not a big fan of waiting for him to attack. Okay? So if he's got the knife, again, I'd be talking to him, look man, I don't want no trouble, no trouble. Right? I'm going to come in and grab. I'm going to grab. So I come in, I grab. Once I'm in here, I may lead with my head. I may come in and hit him with a shoulder strike. Okay? Body strike, right? That gets your attention, right? So I may come in and grab right here. Now, what's his natural instinct to do?
Pull it back.
Try to pull the knife back so you can pull it out and stab me with it. Like that. Okay. Now this one, everybody's listening to me, right? Yes. You have to be super, super careful with this technique. So, I'm telling you now, you young guys, if I look over and I see you doing this hard, I'm going to come over and do it to you. Okay? And there's going to be a dent in the floor about that big from your head when I do it. So I'm telling you now, don't play around with this one. It's super dangerous. I did it to you. Did your head touch the floor? Okay. But you guys are not going to have that control. So you got to be really careful with this one. All right? So this one works really good in two things. Maybe he does this, right? So as he rears back, I go in, I attack his
Since I move.
right? So now, look at his feet. So we're going to draw two lines. We're going to draw a line here, and we're going to draw a line here. And they're going to intersect about here. And that's where I'm going to place his hand. So when I come back, I'm going to drive it right there. See how you can't fight that? Like you're reaching up to grab me, right? You know you're falling. You're reaching for the lifeline, right? When I do this hard, the back of his head will bounce off the ground at about 1,000 miles an hour. So notice, you feel the power, right? But I'm stopping. I'm not dropping through it to drive you down, okay? So we're standing here, right? I attack him. Switch feet. It doesn't matter. I come here, and I come to take it this way. Oh, hold on. There you go. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach. Bad criminal. Here's another hold down. All right, get up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the hand, we're going to create that tripod, same as the camera has. So he's going to have two legs, and we're going to create the third leg and pull that hand down to where the third leg would be. Do it slow and easy. Especially if you're big and strong and you're doing it with a small person, go slow and easy. I don't even care if you do it where the person falls. If I'm doing it with him, and I just go, if I do that, right? You felt the power, right? Okay, but he didn't go down. So you can do that too, where the person, you don't pull him down and make him go down. Okay? All right, let's try that.